Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are fresh off of watching Ahsoka episode 6,
Mm.
Far, Far Away, and this is our review. So, positives, negatives, authentic thoughts, all of you certainly won't agree with, but hey, it's what we think. So,
Yeah, and also I feel like I gotta say this. I don't know how many times I've said this at the beginning, but this is our fresh reaction right off of it. Like
sure.
we haven't watched it a second time. We haven't marinated on it. We literally just got done watching it, and these are just off the cuff, immediate thoughts right after seeing it. So
Yep.
all those thoughts are subject to change as we kind of marinate on it, maybe watch it again, that sort of thing. So
Well, right off the bat, Nick, the episode opens up where they confirm and they talk about Sabine's decision to basically put the entire galaxy at risk just to go find Ezra Bridger. And it basically makes it look like a terrible decision.
yeah,
Like,
basically she's an idiot.
yeah. And then we get into this whole dialogue. The only time we see Ahsoka in the episode at all, she's in the ship she's in the ship in the whale with
Yeah.
Huyang, and Huyang basically tells her, perhaps his literal words were, "Perhaps for Sabine, it was the only choice."
Mm.
I don't know what that means.
Right.
What?
How would he know that anyways?
Yeah. How would he know that? And Ahsoka definitely disagreed with him. Ahsoka was not vibing with the decision that Ezra made, but Huyang was sitting there saying, "Hey, he might not have had a choice. It was the only choice for him." And
You mean Sabine?
yeah, I don't know what did I say?
You said Ezra and you were saying
Okay,
him.
yeah, Sabine.
Yeah.
So, but during that moment, I thought it was pretty cool where Ahsoka was like, go ahead and tell me the story. And Hu Yang says, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then boom, cuts to the episode title, Far, Far Away. I thought that was pretty nifty. That was pretty nifty. And the fact that we were literally leaving the Star Wars galaxy to a whole different place.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yep. Yeah, it was a fine little throw in line there, a classic Star Wars line.
Right. So what's standing out to you? I'm just kind of going through my thoughts here.
I mean, pretty much, same thing. As the episode starts off, I mean, they're just kind of, talking, whatever.
Right.
I mean, not really a whole lot interesting stuff going on here. Not a whole lot of positive, negative.
So they arrive at Peridia, and the Dathomiri sisters are there, and we see the graveyard for the space whales, the Purgle, and Balin is talking about the Purgles and how they come there to die for whatever reason. And like the old stories that he heard when he was a youngling and all that. There was a lot of references to, hey, I heard this when I was a youngling in this episode. Ahsoka talked about it. Balin talked about it. Like that kept coming up, it seemed like. But then Balin said something very unique. When they got to the planet's surface, Balin says, "What I seek is the beginning, so I can finally bring this cycle to an end." He had just talked about the cycle between the Jedi,
Fall of the Jedi, Rise of the Empire,
exactly.
Fall of the Empire, Rise of the New Republic.
It's never-ending cycle,
Yep.
and he's saying once that he is seeking there to eliminate all of that and just get to the beginning. And look, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's over my head. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, how's he going to do that? That's the
beginning.
question.
The beginning of what? Like the beginning of your reign, of Thrawn's reign, where that's not going to change and it's not going to be a cycle over and over again. Like, how would you even know that? Like, if you think it's just a cycle over and over, rise, fall of empires, orders, whatever, you know, what's the difference this time around with whatever it is you're seeking? I'm kind of lost and confused a little bit there.
They're definitely going to have to play that out in the next episode or two. There's only 2 episodes left.
The Star
So
Wars
then we get,
experts in the comment section will have to clarify
yeah,
all this.
do that for us. Do that. It's the same people that said that Merrick was Starkiller and
Yeah.
and all the other theories that didn't come true.
Yeah.
So Thrawn, we get to see Thrawn for the first time finally, and it worked for me. I thought that he showed intellect. He showed the ability to make very quick decisions once he got all the intel, and he would like say why he's making the decision. I thought that was pretty cool. He was talking about when he found out that Sabine Wren was there.
Mm-hmm.
When they first told him Sabine Wren was there, he said, "Quite right. She'll be of use to us." He already had it in his mind what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was use Sabine to go find Ezra and kill them both. That's his plan.
Yeah.
And, I liked his quick decisions. And let me just fast forward to the end. They know that Ahsoka is nearing. So immediately Thrawn says, I want to know everything about her. I want to know her personality, her emotions, her master. I want to know everything. And, she's in trouble.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. So I thought they pulled it off well. I thought he was a real highlight for this show.
Yeah, I didn't really have any issue with Thrawn. Obviously it's the he did the voice for him in Rebels, so he sounds the same. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have any overly positive or negative to say on Thrawn on the first appearance of him showing up here.
I didn't have any negatives at all, except for, I'm going to get drilled in the comments for saying this, but I'm just going to say it. Thrawn has never been seen as having, 50-year-old paunchy man bod.
I was gonna say it too, but I was like, people's gonna be like, that's a nitpick.
I guess,
but yeah,
I guess them Night Sisters been cooking some pretty good meals for Thrawn.
Yeah. I noticed that as well when he was walking. I was like,
look,
Thrawn was always very slim. But this is old dad bod Thrawn, I guess.
The haters in the comments will be like, look at you, you're fat, living in your mom's basement. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're just making an observation. Yeah. He doesn't look as thin in this show as we've seen him in the comics, the animated series, video games. Any other time we've ever seen Thrawn, he's not looked like that. His face was his face was chunky and had a little bit of chunky dad bod.
But it's still, hey, even with that, I don't really care. Like, he pulled it off. I thought it was good. At one point in the episode, Nick, I finally just looked at you and said, you know what, dude? When it was Ezra, Sabine, everything, Thrawn, I finally looked at you in the middle of our live watch and said, dude, now this really is Rebel Season 5.
Yeah, 100%. This is Rebel Season 5. This is almost like the Book of Boba Fett episode where there was no Boba Fett in it. We got Ahsoka right at the very beginning. See, this is the problem I have with these show titles. This is Ahsoka. You would think that this show would be centered around her story, her adventure, her journey, but this is Rebels Season 5. This is following all these other characters outside of Ahsoka. Ahsoka's just one of the characters. So why call the show Ahsoka?
Every time in the second half of the season, they did it with Mando Season 3. They did it with Book of Boba Fett, and now they've done it here with Ahsoka. every time in the second half of the season, there's an episode that pretty much has nothing to do with the main character.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
And in some cases, multiple.
Yep.
I mean, who's to say Ahsoka's going to show up at the very beginning of the next episode or at all? We don't know. I would imagine that she is, but we don't know. So we had the moment with Sabine and the creature that she's riding, and I thought that was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
No, go away. You betrayed me. You left me. Like, that thing knows what she's saying.
Yeah, and it's an animal. Like, people are shooting, and it's just going to sit there and be like, I got your back.
I'm not leaving you, Sabine.
Yeah, I just met you. Like,
I just met you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I got your back. Like, what?
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
Like, when that thing showed up, she'd be like, oh,
I mean,
thank
if
God
she
you
was
came
like,
back so I don't got to walk.
If she was having that attitude and she was like 12, I would get it.
Yeah.
But Sabine's a grown woman. So I thought that was kind of dumb. I thought that the Noti group, the little rock-backed aliens,
very cartoony.
I thought them, well, that's true. It was cartoony, but my point is, that's to my point. I really liked it because it took me back to Clone Wars. Because there were many times in the middle of some planet, Anakin or Ahsoka or whomever would find a native group there that were peaceful and kind.
Yeah.
And would have to be, weary of raiders and things like that. It literally took me right back to those moments watching Clone Wars, and I liked it a lot. To me, that had a Star Wars feel to it. Now, it was a little bit kiddie at times in the beginning, but after I sat there and watched it and took it in and it hit me, once I had that connection, man, this is just like Clone Wars. I really liked it. It was a good moment for me.
Yeah, it felt very cartoony and kiddish to me. I didn't have the same reaction because I didn't watch all Clone Wars. I did watch Rebels. And there was a little bit of that in there. Not a whole lot. I mean, I honestly, I don't have any major thoughts against it or for it. It's just kind of okay. It's just like, all right, whatever.
All right. So Sabine goes back to the Noti village and Ezra is there. So they meet and have their dialogue. So I look, for a lot of fans, a lot of probably younger fans than us, I would say like millennials and Gen Z, they probably loved that moment. It probably meant a lot to them. And I'm not saying it didn't mean anything to me, but it was just a moment. It was just a moment. And I'm not looking at Ezra being there like, yes, Ezra's back. Let's go. Yeah, I don't feel that at all.
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
he going to be able to help? Without question. He will be go ahead.
I was just going to say, it also, this has got to be a Guinness World Book record of finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, she just got on that thing, rode off, got attacked by some raiders.
Got a whole planet.
Yeah.
And you have no idea where to go.
No clue. And you just happen to go in the right direction and find some little rock shell creature things and takes you right to them. Record time. All in the same day.
Hey, and how is Baylan Skoll tracking them? I don't know.
No clue. I mean, it wasn't like he was like, "Oh, we got a tracking device."
He can't see them.
Yeah.
There's no tracking device. She's riding an animal.
No.
So, but anyways, so we have the moment between her and Ahsoka, or I'm sorry, her and Sabine and Ezra, and it was a fine moment. We'll see what happens later. But it wasn't like this heart-tugging, emotional moment that I feel like it might have been for a lot of fans, but it did not hit me like that at all.
Yeah, and I liked Rebels, and it didn't hit me that same way either.
I like
it
Rebels
just,
too.
It didn't feel earned. It just felt like it was just like freely given. The moment was like freely given. It wasn't. She didn't earn that moment in the story. It was just like she just wrote out there and boom,
it was
there
too
it is.
easy.
Hey, I found you. All right,
too
cool.
easy.
Hey, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you on that. So after that moment, we get the confirmation. We get a confirmation from episode 5. And even Thrawn knows that Ahsoka died in the last episode. Thrawn knows it. Thrawn knows it. The Night Sisters know it. Morgan Elsbeth knows it. Baylan Skoll knows it. That Ahsoka Tano died, and now she is Gandalf the White.
Yeah, so I guess we got confirmation that apparently, I guess she was dead during that moment.
That he killed her. Yeah.
So once again in Star Wars, nobody's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone. And
it's so stupid. I'm not a fan.
It's like we didn't even know last week if she died for real. And if you don't believe me, go look at the comments in our review at all of the different theories that viewers put on there. We appreciate you putting your thoughts there. We really do. But there were so many different theories that nobody had any understanding, and but they had to clear it up for us in this episode. Oh, she did die. Well, we didn't even know.
Yeah,
you know, we honestly didn't know that because, look, I'm just going to say it. It is what it is. I know that I'm in the minority, but this is how I feel. The storytelling is bad.
Yeah, it is.
If it's that much that we don't know, it's bad storytelling. And we could talk about all of that another time, but that's how I feel about it. Now, this episode, me and Nick, bro, we might be the only people on Earth that think this episode was better than episode 5. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not there. We gave episode 5. Here we go, losing all credibility with the fans, but that's fine. We gave episode 5 a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Maybe a 5.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
Here's the thing. I don't care all that much about Sabine.
I don't at all. Zero.
I don't care. I don't care. They haven't given me a reason to care.
Nope.
She just doesn't do it for me.
Mm-mm.
If this was Ahsoka on the journey, it would have had more meaning for me.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
I get their friendship in Rebels. I get that Sabine and Ezra were like this. I get it. Actually, Sabine treated him like trash.
Yeah, she did.
During Rebels, by the way.
And the thing is, these don't feel like the same characters from Rebels either, which is part of the problem for me.
So I will say I agree. Chopper is perfect.
Yeah, Chopper's good.
And I feel like Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka is pretty close for me.
I'm fine with her.
Yeah. But Sabine and Hera and now Ezra, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah.
They don't feel the same.
Yeah.
It's almost like not the same characters.
Yep.
So, and look, people are going to say, you're nitpicking. Well, we're just telling you our thoughts. Good or do you get mad if we nitpick the good?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, isn't it?
Man, so, the Chimera, man, that thing has seen better days.
Yeah.
That thing was jacked up.
All right. So let's talk about that now. The Chimera definitely jacked up, but we finally got his army of the dead. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to see it. and I think I'm okay with it. That scene I thought was pretty good. We got to see his the captain of his guard, Enoch.
That was very Roman Empire gladiator type feel with the human face on the helmet. I don't know if I liked it or not. Now seeing all the TIE fighters, and the stormtroopers, and with the different armor and stuff was that was fine, but I don't know how I feel about the face helmet, his helmet.
I like the name, the connection there. It's like Enoch was the grandfather of Noah in the Old Testament. Yep. Enoch is a Hebrew name that means dedicated, trained, and disciplined. That sounds like somebody that works for Thrawn.
Yeah.
So I like that. Like that's a good name choice for, for that character.
And these characters, like maybe the Enoch guy is actually like an actual person and not just like filled with smoke. But if he is like how does Smoke have a conscious to be able to like think and learn
magic? Yeah,
it's like all right. Like normally when you see like magic used to like raise armies of undead, they're just like mindless zombies. Just going towards one directive of kill or go in this direction and do this one thing. It's not like they're like smart and intelligent or anything.
Yeah, I'm with you. So look, all right. Overall thoughts, score. I'm gonna lock myself in right now. I'm gonna say, and let me explain this. I'm gonna give it a 6, like I said. Now, is it crazy that I'm giving it a 6 and I gave episode 5 a 6? I gave episode 5 a 6 because we don't know what's actually happening. We know the lesson that was taught. That was obvious. But there's too many questions, and they didn't set the story up enough. Nobody knew that Ahsoka needed redemption or needed to choose life or that she was weary from fighting and all of those things until Baylan Skoll said one sentence to her. And then it's like all of a sudden she freaks out because he said one thing to her, and that changed the course of the entire show. Because Baylan Skoll said whatever he said about Anakin and her past and her, her legacy or whatever of death. That to me is piss poor writing.
Yep, I agree. I don't think the writing for the show is very good at all. That's also why I'm at a 6. And I think that's being very generous to this show. I think a 6 is being very generous.
So the other thing there, Nick, is like we just left the galaxy for the first time.
Man, and they showed up right at the right place. In
any live action Star Wars, anything, we get to see another galaxy in Star Wars. And look, the planet looked kind of cool, had the big fortress that we saw. But you know what, dude? Ain't a lot going on there. It's not really that exciting. It's really not.
No, it's not.
But I agree with you. Everything was too easy for Sabine. Just like she went right to Ezra like a homing pigeon.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
everything that's happening in this is, and just to be clear, we're giving our thoughts on stuff that we are okay with or just kind of like man or not really liking.
Yeah.
Like I don't absolutely just hate this show. This is just very below average for me.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's not the best thing I've ever seen, but everything that's going on with them just getting right to where they got to be, the right spot, the right time, it just feels like, somebody put in a cheat code,
I
in a
like the
video
first
game.
3.5 episodes a lot, but it's proving itself right now for me to be a very average show.
Yeah.
And this is not the kind of show that I think deserves or is even going to get a season 2.
Yeah.
I
Star
don't
Wars should
see
be
it.
better than this.
Yeah, I agree. So, anyways, again, all that, we're not trying to pee in anybody's Cheerios. If you loved it, we are happy for you. Let us know in the comments what you think, what we got wrong, what you disagree with, what you agree with. We appreciate the comments. Remember, we're talking about Star Wars and our opinions on Star Wars. We don't hate anybody. So just keep
Yeah.
that in mind as you're typing away. All right. So, anyways, let us know what you think. And Nick, any last thought before we run?
2 episodes left. And at this point, if I never saw the last 2 episodes of the series, at this point, I wouldn't really care. That's unfortunately where I'm at on this show.
I was excited about watching it tonight, but I'm with you. I'm like, I'm not really all that pumped for watching episode 7. Maybe I will be after a few days and it's getting close, but I hope it ends well. I really do.
The last time I had that feeling of getting excited was going into the first episode of Book of Boba Fett. Coming off of that high of Mando season 2, I was like, Book of Boba Fett starting tonight. I cannot wait for the show to start. He's one of my favorite characters. And then everything we've gotten since then has just been subpar to just garbage.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And so I demand better for Star Wars. I've been a lifelong Star Wars fan, and I want better for it. This is not up to George Lucas Star Wars era greatness,
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. All right, guys. Well, let us know in the comments. We are Echo Base Network. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yep. Bye, guys.